I've been able to go from shooting in the high 90s and 100s to breaking 80 for the first time several times this year now. And I got 5 things that Ed's taught me that I think has really helped my game. And I want to share them because maybe they'll help you get your next scoring plateau.
And I promise they'll help you too.
Yep, absolutely. So I think the first thing that's really helped me, and this is directly from Ed's teaching, is getting really good at those different pitch shots from about 10 yards to 50 yards. So I go to the range, and Ed actually challenged me. I don't remember if I don't know if you remember this, but last year you said, I want you to spend your summer, you get a big bucket of balls and you just practice hitting 10 yards, 20 yards, 30 yards, 40 yard pitch shots. And the range I go to has a nice little greens out there. So I use my little range finder and figure out what distance each one is that day. And I just practice going back and forth. I'll hit 5 shots to this one, 5 shots to the next one, and just really get comfortable. Sometimes even laying a towel out there and just, how close can I get to 10 yards? Can I get it exactly on? Am I 2 yards short, 2 yards too far? And that's really translated to so much confidence around the greens, where even if I pull my iron shot 20 yards left, a lot of people are really worried about that. And this drill has really helped me get so much better at my pitch shots that I'm really not worried if I miss the green, because I know I can chip it on and usually get pretty close to, I can at least 2 putt if not 1 putt.
Yep, I agree. And we did another video today where it's no charge if you want to opt in and give us your email address and your name. The number 1 item on this list of mine to improve your game is to have predictable pitch shots. So.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. The second thing that I've learned from Ed, and this is an ongoing battle, but I've gotten a lot better at it, is learning to release the club earlier, where I get that club squared earlier in my downswing. And it's not something I have dialed in yet, but I'm always working on it. And the better and better I get at it, the more consistently straight my shots are going, the further they're going, the more efficiency I get, where I feel like I'm hitting the ball further and further without really swinging harder at it. And the results are a lot better. I think it's amazing how much better my iron play has gotten. And I really attribute a lot of that to working on path and club face and all that stuff we talk about all the time. But a lot of it, I think, is just getting the club square earlier on in the downswing.
I agree. And I would say, as we go back 2 or 3 years ago, your club paths improved dramatically too, because you were -10, -12 pretty consistently at first. And you're still minus on occasion, but it's just, -1 or 2 or 3, and it's very playable.
Yeah, and usually also if I realize that I am a little minus, maybe for some reason I'm swinging a little left that day, I can kind of adjust it, and I've developed much more of a feel for what my club path is. And if you mention, oh, you're swinging a little left today, I know kind of what it feels like to kind of neutralize it and get it more on plane, which I never had that skill before a couple of years ago.
I agree. A lot of it's just a lot of practice too.
Yeah, absolutely. So. Yep. The third thing I think has really helped me is, I'd call it the category of trouble shots in general. So I'd say bunker shots, anytime you're around a tree, you need to punch it out, or you need to go over a tree. It's really developing a lot of confidence in that. We spent a week at Dalhousie where we spent a lot of time in the bunker with Ed trying to get me to learn how to finally conquer those bunkers. And he taught me a trick. It's worth watching that video if you haven't seen it, where you bend your lead arm just a little bit. And that single trick alone has taken me from really terrified of bunkers to, I almost look forward to hitting them, because I feel like if I have a decent line there, I'm not right up against the lip, there's a good chance I'm at least getting out, and often getting it really, really close to where it's a tap in. So that's a skill I just did not have at all when I was shooting in the upper 90s, hundreds. And now it's like most bunker shots don't really worry me at all. And it's really just from that one lesson that's translated so much.
Yeah, cool.
So, the fourth thing on my list is chipping. And this is something I think, in my experience, really separates players who are kind of amateur players to pretty good players, is how consistently they hit good chips. I watch a lot of guys I play with all the time struggle with this a lot, where they're sculling them across, and then the next one they're afraid of sculling it, so they'll chunk it, and it's just this back and forth where they can barely keep it on the green. And I was that way for the majority of my golfing life. And it wasn't until probably 3 years ago we started working on my chipping. And I think in particular working on getting the club to be steeper on the way down has helped me tremendously. Ed showed me a drill where you put an alignment stick right behind the ball, and if you hit the alignment stick, you're not steep enough. And if you keep working on that, my chipping contact has gotten so much better. And when I've shared this tip with friends, it's amazing how fast their stuff cleans up. Caleb, we had a lesson with a couple months ago. He was telling me his chipping's the best it's ever been. And on this very practice green, I showed him that same drill that you showed me. And I think if you're not practicing some sort of chipping drill with a stick behind it to get steeper, you're missing the boat. That's a really, really good drill.
Yep, I agree.
So, and it's taken me from the point where I was chipping across the green, I was hitting them, chunking them, having to chip it 3 times to get it on the green, to now I really look forward to almost every chip. I have a lot of confidence in them, and it's not uncommon to either chip it in or chip it to a foot away, and then it makes the game so much less stressful when you have that in your skill set.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. The 5th thing on my list is all about driving, and self-admittedly, I don't think I'm a great driver. I think it's the weakest part of my game, but I'm working on it all the time. And to me, the biggest unlock has been working on my setup. And it sounds boring, and when I was there 5 years ago, I was always looking for the magic pill, or how to fix my slice instantly. And what I've really learned from Ed is that so much of it is about just being really particular about how you set up to the ball. Make sure that you got the same stance every time. Your legs, your torso, your upper chest is all aligned square to it. Your arms are nice. And if you can get all that right, as well as having it placed properly in your stance, ball position, that's like 90% of the battle. Then it's just a matter of swinging it. And the times where I really start to goof up my drive is usually because the ball position's getting funky. It's either too far back and I'm pushing it, or it's too far forward and I'm hitting a big hook. Or maybe my distance to the ball feels a little off that day and I'm getting a little jammed, or I'm reaching too much. And the more I can really get super dialed in with my setup, it's made a huge, huge difference in my driving.
I agree.
I'd say in all the lessons I've helped you film now, that's one of the most consistent things I see with people, is that a lot of times they're either way too open, or maybe their feet are closed and their upper body's open. And when I've helped my buddies get better with their swings, a lot of times it's just those little details start to make a huge, huge difference in how straight they're hitting the ball.
Yep. Really, that's a foundation for our whole channel, is just the fundamental things in golf that are what's really important, and obviously setup's one of them.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's what's so cool about what we've been doing is, to me, a lot of people on the internet are looking for these magic pills that are going to instantly take 10 strokes off your game. And what I've learned is it's really never one thing. It's usually a combination of a lot of little things, and a lot of it comes down to just being good at the fundamentals.
I know a lot of you watch every single one of our videos, and we appreciate it. We've obviously got a really cool thing going with our YouTube channel, but really our whole relationship has been based on helping Patrick improve as a golfer. I mean, he was in my junior golf clinics a long time ago, him and his brother, when he was about 10. And then when he got back to St. Louis, he looked me up to see if I was still teaching, because he wanted to get back into golf and needed help with his game.
Yep.
And that's how we got reacquainted, and that's why we're doing this stuff now. But the purpose of this, we get a lot of comments wanting to know how Patrick's doing. And he's really improved this year.
Yeah.
And as an instructor, that's what motivates me with each and every student that I work with. That's what motivates me, is helping people get better, and when they do get better, makes me feel great. So yeah. I feel great with your progress.
Yeah, it's gone well. Like Ed said, the whole reason this channel even exists is I used to film our private lessons, and I just thought they were so valuable that I was like, oh, I bet other people on the internet would really like them too, and it's turned into something pretty cool. So
yeah, it has. Yeah. And so Patrick said, it goes, we should do something where I tell them what the 4 or 5 things that I think I've learned the most that's helped me improve the most. And I said, well, let's do it. So
yeah. I had never broken 80 in my life until this year. I've done it 5 or 6 times now, and tons of them right around 80, 81, 82. The handicap's down around 12 now, and I mean, it's probably in the, 30 or so a couple years ago when I first met you.
And I think by the end of the year, he'll be a single-digit player.
I think so too. Just got a couple.
You just got to throw out a few high scores, because he's had a lot of low ones.
Absolutely, yeah. So I hope that was helpful for you guys, and you can implement some of that in your own game, and let us know how your scores are doing. A lot of you guys send us comments about how much better your game has gotten, and we love to hear it.
Yes, we do. Thanks a lot again.
Yeah.